Reading, writing, and arithmetic, all staples of a child's education. Now let's add one more to that list, real, as in real-world economics. It's important that our kids know and understand how finance works to help them make more responsible choices when they grow up. So, how to do it? The Council for Economic Education has great resources, among them Financial Fitness for Life and Gen I Revolution, a free online game. Nan Morrison from the Council for Economic Education joins us this morning to talk about it. Hey Nan, good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Thanks so much for having me today.
Well, thanks for being here. As you know, I'm the mother of 3 young boys, so education is extremely important to me. I wanted to ask you, because my oldest son is 10, my youngest just turned 5, at what age should kids start learning about finances and economics?
Well, as you know, we focus on K through 12, and we take the K part as seriously as the 12 part.
Okay.
So every important aspect of our lives, whether it's healthful eating, sports, music, we believe in knowledge and practice from a young age as you're teaching your children, and we think financial literacy requires that same thoughtfulness. We're not teaching the littlest kids about credit cards or college debt.
I hope not.
No, not yet. We're teaching them to recognize choice in their lives. Even something as simple as, do I eat all of my Halloween candy tonight, or do I save it so I have some for next week and the week after? They're beginning to understand knowledge and choice and making good decisions for themselves.
You know, some parents might argue that's too young, like 4 or 5 is too young, and you might want to wait until they're in high school, but I would guess that waiting until they're in high school would be kind of waiting until it's too late. You know,
it really is too late. It's a great tool to teach them how to create value in their own life. Think of a little child saving some money and saying, gee, and if instead of spending it, I save it, I can buy a present for my grandmother, or I can buy a toy or a piece of clothing or some food for a child that isn't as fortunate as I am. So little children understand that. They're very generous by nature. Also, when you think about it, we teach kids how to count when they're little so they can do calculus in 9th grade. Yeah. If we want children to be able to understand some of the complex decisions that they will have to make when they get older, we have to start teaching them the fundamentals when they're really young.
Sure. Now, I know these resources kind of serve as a teaching tool, but it's a joint effort, right? I mean, because I think, you know, as a parent, I would hope that my child would get most of his financial advice from me.
Well, you're exactly right. And in fact, research shows that parents and peers have the biggest influence on a child's capabilities in financial literacy. So that's why in a lot of our programs that we do all across the country, we include parent programs. In fact, Financial Fitness for Life has a parent guide. Good. So parents can reinforce the learning in school with their kids. And it's also why it's really important for teachers to be trained on this knowledge, because most teachers, like parents, don't have the knowledge themselves.
Is it a state requirement to include financial literacy in curriculums?
Right now, only 14 states actually require a course to be offered, and only 5 require a course to be taken with a test in personal finance at some point. So we're really, as a nation, I think, falling behind on this.
So then, would that be kind of part of the takeaway here? What would you like to leave our viewers with in terms of what they can do or what they can help do to help our children become more financially literate? Because for me, I love the real world application. I want something my child can then take out into the real world.
Parents can do a couple of things. One, they can just show up at school and say, we need to teach our children this. And they can come to our website and they can look for local resources in your state and find our local affiliates who can help them to do that. We can also help at the state level get these requirements passed. We can help you to bring together as a parent other people from the community, leaders in education, legislatures, to help shape and get those requirements passed so it will be in the schools. And the other thing is that the kids, they really get this stuff.
Yeah.
They really, really get it. I had a 9th grader tell me he started to understand what he should be spending money on and what he shouldn't be spending money on. And then we started talking about savings and how he could save for college. And one of my favorite stories about the power of what we do comes from a young man in Tennessee. And because we're not teaching about the mechanics of things, it's not just about how to open a bank account. It's about making choices and good decisions for yourself. When we asked him what he learned, he said, I learned not to join a gang.
Wow.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so I think these kids really get what we're trying to do. I think they understand, as you point out, how it relates to the real world. And we're just really thrilled to be a part of providing high-quality classroom resources for teachers and for parents so that they can help their children to lead more productive lives.
I have to tell you, we're thrilled that you were here today sharing this really terrific information. Nan, good to meet you. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And again, the resources are Financial Fitness for Life and Gen I Revolution. For more information on the books or the Council for Economic Education, simply visit the website. It's councilforeconed.org.